What kind of ruler chooses the throne over his own child? What kind of empire demands blood, not from enemies, but from sons? This is not a legend. This is not a rumor. This is history's most brutal truth. A father ordered the death of the son the army loved most, and the empire watched in silence. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire stood at the height of its power. Its ruler was Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, lawgiver, conqueror, and one of the most powerful men on earth. Under his reign, borders expanded, cities fell, and history was rewritten. To Europe, he was a symbol of unstoppable strength. To his people, he was justice itself. But the greatest threat to his empire did not come from Europe or Persia. It came from within his own bloodline. Prince Mustafa was not just the Sultan's son. He was the embodiment of what the empire admired most. Brave in battle, disciplined in command, and calm under pressure, he had proven himself long before the question of succession became urgent. Soldiers trusted him. Commanders respected him. Wherever he went, loyalty followed. The army saw him as the future, and many believed his rise to the throne was inevitable. And that was exactly the problem. In the Ottoman system, popularity was dangerous. Love could turn into allegiance. Allegiance could turn into rebellion. A popular prince was not a blessing. He was a risk the throne could not afford. Slowly, quietly, the atmosphere in the palace changed. Whispers began to replace certainty. Letters appeared, accusing Prince Mustafa of ambition beyond obedience, suggesting secret alliances, hinting at betrayal. Some claims were exaggerated, some were outright lies, but all of them shared one purpose: to plant doubt in the mind of the Sultan. Behind the scenes, power moved with patience. Hurrem Sultan feared for the survival of her own sons. Rustam Pasha, the Grand Vizier, understood that hesitation could destroy the state. Together, suspicion was fed, fear was nurtured, and uncertainty became unbearable. Suleiman faced a choice no father should ever face. If Mustafa lived, the empire might fracture under divided loyalties. If Mustafa ruled, civil war could erupt between rival heirs. In the Ottoman world, the survival of the state came before everything, even before blood, even before love. Law demanded order. Order demanded sacrifice. The decision was made not in anger, but in cold resolve. In 1553, during a military campaign, Prince Mustafa was summoned to his father's tent. There were no soldiers, no warnings, and no trial. He entered believing he would be heard, perhaps even forgiven. Inside, executioners waited in silence. They did not use swords. They used a bowstring, the method reserved for royal blood. No blood was spilled. No cries escaped the tent. Prince Mustafa resisted. He struggled, but power had already chosen its side. Within minutes, the empire's most beloved prince was dead. Outside, the army sensed the truth before it was spoken. When the news spread, shock turned into grief, and grief into quiet fury. Soldiers wept openly. Some cursed the decision. Some questioned justice itself. But no one rebelled, because the order had come from the Sultan. The empire stood. Discipline held. Silence prevailed. Suleiman emerged as ruler of an intact empire, but a shattered household. The throne was secure, yet the cost was irreversible. From that day on, victories felt emptier. Power felt heavier. The palace grew quieter, as if even the walls remembered what had been done. History would later debate the truth behind the accusations. Was Mustafa truly a traitor, or was he a victim of fear and ambition? We may never know. But what is certain is this: the Ottoman Empire survived, The throne remained strong, and a father lived the rest of his life, knowing that his greatest conquest was also his greatest sin. This was not the fall of an empire. It was the price of preserving one. Because empires are not built by courage alone. Sometimes they are held together by decisions so ruthless that history never forgets them. A sultan chose the throne over his son, and the world learned once again that absolute power demands absolute sacrifice.